Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you could join us this evening. And welcome, Amy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
We are thrilled to have you. And I want to just give a little bit of an introduction for Amy. She doesn't want me to say too much because she wants to get started, which is so sweet of her. But she is someone who's been helping Parents Heal for quite some time. She is amazing. She does gallery readings. Tonight she's going to be doing Trance Mediumship. She is an accomplished medium, psychic, and teacher. When you have a reading with her, you can expect grace, humor, and down-to-earth style. Her readings are highly accurate, detailed, and empowering. She communicates with the other side in an organized way so that she can bring through multiple spirits and complex messages in each session. I know that she doesn't want me to go on too long, but I do want to say that we appreciate so much that she is a part of our fundraiser this year, and that she's also always willing to help, not just for the main group, but for all of our affiliate groups. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming the beautiful Amy Utzman. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Irene. And thanks everybody for joining tonight. It's actually Utsman, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'll respond to everything. So what we're going to be doing, and I'm saying we because this is really guides are going to be speaking direct to you. So I actually really don't know exactly what they're going to do. I have a sense, but it's really up to them. And if any of you have seen the wonderful Suzanne Giesemann work in channeling, then you'll have a sense of what it will be like tonight. The reason my spouse Nancy is on is actually really more for my comfort than anything. But the way it's going to work, and we're going to get started very, very shortly here, is with this kind of trance type of mediumship. This was actually my guides wanting to speak to the group. To Helping Parents Heal. So I put a very nerve-wracking email out to Irene and Elizabeth because, as wonderful as it is, I'm still a person, and I haven't really gone fully public with this except for with our school. So here we are going out fully public tonight. But the way it's going to work with trance in the trance state is I will shift my conscious awareness out of the way. You will most likely hear from my guide, Frida, primarily, I believe she's the one that's going to speak primarily, but if another guide chooses to speak, they will. My sense is that they're going to take you on a journey this evening, but again, they're the ones in control. My eyes will be closed, my accent will shift. It takes me about, I guess, 90 seconds to get into that state, Nance.
A few more minutes, it depends.
Yeah, it depends. And they may or may not take questions. So again, really the guides are in control here. And I just have to get out of the way. All right, we do ask, well, actually they mute you here. If there's a response, if they ask for a response, I think Nancy will respond on your behalf with give a nod or, some kind of thing if something needs to be explained further. All right, so it is a little bit different tonight. And usually people get really nice things out from guides because it's really direct. So I hope that you all, each and every one of you, get something good from them in a form of comfort, because that's what they're all about. That's what we're all about. All right. So just allow me a little bit. I'm already getting into that state. So no, I've not had any alcohol or anything. It's just somehow I start to get a little heavy as I move into that state. And I will see you on the other side of it. And I just ask that everybody just take a deep breath, relax, get comfortable. Okay. And I will see you shortly, I guess. Or for me, it will fill up shortly. All right, just bear with me as we get into that stage and then they will take over. Yes? All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone. And thank you for having us this evening. As you notice, we've gotten into this state rather quickly, but that's because we are respectful of time here. And we've been working with this one for days to get this one's comfort level into the space that we could do this. Now, remember, what you are hearing this evening is coming direct from the spirit world with only good intentions. And we'd like to take you on a journey this evening. And the hope for each and every single one of you here is that you have a contact with your children in the spirit world. Some of you will be holding pictures, some of you hold items, some of you are wearing things. We know that some of you have jewelry on. We also know that each and every one of you, of course, wants to have direct connection. Let us talk about this very briefly before we start on the journey. And again, we ask that you take as many deep breaths as you possibly can and work to relax into the state of receiving and meeting, because this is the way that we would like to take it now. First and foremost here, remember that each and every one of your children are going to communicate with you in a way that they communicated from the spirit world. Now, for the physical world, we apologize for that. And while they're in the spirit world, they communicate in the same manner, just in the same manner as you communicate here. Yes, some of you will be more logical or analytical type thinkers where everything occurs in the mind. Some of you will be more visual, much like this one. And so some of you will get imagery. And so first, we would like for you to set the intention that you receive a form of communication in a way that works for you, and your children will comply, and your family members will comply. So you may actually have communication from more than one individual. Here they are, come, here they are, come, here they are, come. For we have set the intention already for this to occur this evening. And once again, our goal is for each and every one of you to have a sense of connection, communication, feeling, knowing of comfort that your children are doing wonderful in the spirit world. Some of you have one child, some of you have multiples, and some of you have children that did not make it to full fruition through the pregnancy, all of these count as your children. You understand this? Now, we're not asking for a response. It is just to set the tone. Now, if we could all take some deep breaths, and as we take the breaths together, let us say this. Start thinking of some colors that feel comfortable to you. Some of you may feel color within a tone. Perhaps it feels like a chill or warmth. We want you to choose a color that has you feel relaxed and warm. Some of you may have visualization of colors. Now let it be the color that comes to mind first. And you may think to yourself, why? Why do I need to choose a color? Well, you see, for here in the spirit world, there are no physical bodies, are there? And there's waves of colors that are hard to describe in the physical world. But if you could think of it this way, if you think of it as the patterns, the materials of the taffeta or the fine silk, and yet the brilliance and the softness, you can have both at the same time, can you not? You can have the feeling of the color blue, and it could feel vibrant, and yet it could look mild, like a sky blue, but yet it can feel vibrant and uplifting. And within the spirit world, it is a blend of colors. And this is why we are taking you through the phase of colors this evening. So it matters not within the way that it works for you, whether it is through the feeling, just the knowing. Do not discount that knowing of the feeling of presence. And we are getting a little stronger within our voice just to evoke a sense of transmission of energetic feeling. You understand? And so this is why we keep asking you to get into a more relaxed breathing state and just take in with the acceptance of receiving. Receiving and intention is the key here. Receiving and intention is the key here. We invite our hosts as well to participate in that exercise, for we have another should something be asked of us, yes? And therefore, we invite our hosts to take part as well. So receiving and intention. We ask as well, for here they are, your beautiful souls that are your children, yes? And here they are, and it matters not in the way that they transition. What we are asking of you again is to stay in the state of receiving, not trying, not pulling, not that feeling of desperation that we may feel, which is very, very normal part of the human experience. We do not want to minimize the human experience of grief. We do not want that to be minimized in any way, shape, or form. For we understand here in the spirit world how difficult this path is for you. And many of you will have questions of why I must walk this path. But that is not for us to answer in this moment now. Now, you hear a strength and you hear softness within our tone. Well, that is the participant of ours, that is my peer named Philip. He is the one that evokes the energetic transmission at the same time. And we're not going to go too strong with Philip this evening, for we want to give you that sense of safety and comfort. Yes? Now, are we all ready to go on to the journey? And are we all ready for the state of receiving? And are we all feeling comfortable in this manner? We would like an answer to that, please.
Yes, Frida.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, here we go. We are first going to get ourselves into the state where we are all within the alignment of the same energetic state. And we will count you through the sense of breaths. And once we feel that unity occur here, keeping in mind that that unity can always reach others through these devices of recordings and however it reaches. It does not have to only be here, but we will be focusing on the unity. And when we feel that lock in of the unity, we will then take you a little bit further. We have done this before, and we are going to do this with you this evening. So here we are. Let us just start. We're going to breathe in on the count of 3. We will hold on the count of 3, and we will exhale on the count of 3, keeping it rather simple and not overtaxing for the physical body, okay? So here we go, everyone. If we could please breathe in together. 1, 2, 3, pause, hold that. 1, 2, 3, pause, relax. 1, 2, 3, just breathing out. Some of you may wonder about this, and we can feel the sense and we can feel the questionings occurring here. How can this be so? Please just try to ride the journey with us. See what comes for you. It will come in the matter of perhaps chills and even heat or any sensation. Just ride with that, we ask you. Skepticism is always welcome. However, this is our gift to you this evening. So let us breathe in again. As we breathe in, 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, exhale. 1, 2, 3. Imagine yourselves closer together as though you are within the same room. Bring to yourself the mind of holding hands, creating one large circle of support. For this is where you are on this journey here. You are here not only to receive support for thyself, but to support one another. So bring to mind this. If you can even go so far as feeling the sensation of holding hands on either side of you, that would even bring the energy greater. Let us breathe again as we see, there we go, we see the shuffling of those. You all are doing very wonderful, wonderful job here. Now let us do the breathing again. 1, 2, 3, hold, hold, hold. 1, 2, 3, slowly, deeply exhale. 1, 2, 3. Here we are together. This is your space. This is your time. This is your place of support. The shuffling and the connection has almost taken place. We ask, can you all feel that connection occurring amongst one another? May we get an answer to that, please?
Yes.
Beautiful. We can see this occurring, for we can be at all places at once. And the reason that is important for us to say is for your children can be at all places at once. This is why your families have same visitations and same days and such. So just as we can see and feel the blending and the holding and the support you all are creating right now, now we are going to shift onto your individual journeys. So just hold into this space for just a little longer. Relax. There's nothing to worry about. There's only excitement, safety, security, beauty, and the lightness. Let the lightness take hold that some of you are feeling and sensing now. Let that just be. Let that be. There's nothing to contend with the physical body at this moment. There's just the space of meeting, pathway where your children can be with you and you can be with your children. That is the in-between space where the mediums work and connect from. And it is the space that sometimes your children break through to connect even further, more densely within the physical world. But at this moment now, we want you to feel secure, comfortable, at ease. And before you, we will now see individual pathways. So you are to turn away from the holding of the hands, and now you are going to go on to your own individual journey. And before you all is the pathway. And we're going to take you up onto this pathway. So we're already going to count you down this pathway, and we will guide you. And as we do so, remember, it is a place of receiving and welcoming. So please feel, envision, put into imagination, whether you sense it physically, just in a knowing manner, or in actuality create that visual where it has to feel tangible to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So you go ahead and you begin your steps forward, and we will do this on the count of 7 steps. So walk forward on your paths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pause, ease, breathe, sense the warmth, the comfort, all the lightness that surrounds from the spirit world. Perhaps you may even feel presences beside you. We use that in the multiple, and perhaps it's not grammatically correct, but it matters not now. You may feel multiple sensations. Allow that. You question later, but allow the experience to occur, whatever is sensing. And some of you are saying that you are sensing nothing, and you never sense anything. However, it occurs in a way that is unique to you. Think of a moment when you have that awareness that you just know something, or it feels off to you, where you'll feel that sense of confidence in an awareness, whether it is within the workspace or the home space or any place, maybe even the grocery store, it matters not. But when you feel your most sense of confidence, that is your breakthrough. You see, that is your breakthrough to sensing your children, your family members, your guides. The very essence of the spirit world is just holding that confident strength and allowing and knowing this is your soul's right. We are going to now take you up just a few steps to a platform, and this is the welcoming platform, and let us call it the middle space, for lack of a better term at this moment. And as we take you up to that little platform, well, allow yourself to be embraced. There are your children all ready for you, your families, your animal companions. They are all ready for you. They have already been here in anticipation for the support to give you that touch that is so needed. And let us do this together, for with doing this together, we have the sense of greater power and greater sensation. So let us go up those steps now. Again, only 3 steps. We go up 1, do not be afraid or shy. 2, take away that nothing will happen for you, for it never happens. Please do your best to leave that behind. Step 3. You have reached that space now. And we are going to allow you some time to sit in your space. And as you do so, and as you have some connections and any form of sensation, again, we say, in any manner that works for you, beautiful, unique individuals, as we allow you to have that time, we also will be assisting in lifting the energy of the group at this moment. So we are going to be quiet for a time. We're going to give you this time, and please do your best to embrace all. Stay with it. Stay there. Very gently now, we understand this was a short period of time according to the physical world's time. We are being aware of many aspects and levels occurring here. There are questions and there's time to take care of. We want you to hold on to any little aspect or nugget that occurred. Hold on to that. Love it, feel it, know it, hear it. Bring that to your heart. As you bring that forward to your heart, this becomes a memory within the physical body. You have just touched across the bridge of communication in a different manner. Bring it to your heart. And as you bring that to your heart, allow the flow of that energy upward and downward through your body. even if it is in an analytical or logical manner, it matters not. Again, it is about intention. And as you bring this in fully, your physical body will remember this. And this unique touch from the spirit world, from your children and your loved ones, and all that is from the spirit world. You can always come back to this memory and elaborate and build the connection stronger. Hold it. We see some of you are ready to come back. Okay, now it is time to come down these steps. And so we will just do it slowly. Many of you might be used to these types of meditations and things, but let us come down slowly anyhow. So come down to step 2, step 1. Pause just a moment. And we'll count you back into the circle. The circle is rather important. So let us go forward back on this pathway to the circle where we began. Step forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reunite with those around you, the hand holding. We will give just a moment for some are coming slower than others, which is fine. There we go. Can we feel? Is everyone sensing that circle of support once again in the manner that we began? Can we have an answer?
Everyone is sensing for
Wonderful.
themselves. Mhm.
Wonderful. Now hold tighter on the hands next to you. Hold tighter. And as you do, remember this circle of support and energy. It goes in conjunction to what you have placed within your heart. We're going to give you one more uplift of energy. So if you are able to do so, please stay right here in this beautiful circle you have created. Wonderful. Now it is time to come back. Unfortunately, for some of you, you may think, why must I come back to my physical body and the denseness of the physical world? But that is where we live here, isn't it? And there's beauty in the physical world. So all we ask of you now is to start feeling the fullness of your physical body. If you must, touch various textures. Feel yourself back into the sitting positions you are in. Some of your animals have gathered beside you even. Wonderful, are they not, the animal companions we have here? Such a gift. And as you start to feel yourself into this more grounded state, as you like to stay there in the physical world. But what we like to say from the physical world is, well, it is the denseness of the attachment of the physical body that does not always remember the connection and the attachment to the spirit world. We hope we've given you that little nugget to try and attempt to make deeper and deeper connections with your guides, your loved ones, your children, your animal companions, and just the very power and love of the spirit world. Bring that back with you. You can come to this space at any time. It is always available. It is welcomed. We wish for you to utilize us even more in your life. How are we doing on time, may we ask here?
Another 10 minutes.
Wonderful. We can take, we believe, 2 questions. And we would like to share something before we take these couple of questions here. Is we would like to share with you this. When you watch the other mediums work, any mediums, understand this, that even though the connections with the spirit world seem to flow so beautifully from mediums, for we all work in a different manner here with the mediums. Yes, understand this, that even this one becomes nervous at times. So do not let your nerves, do not let your saying, I cannot do what they do. That is not so. You all have the ability to learn to use your senses in a manner to reach your loved ones and other loved ones, should you wish to do so. It is your soul's right. It is who you are at your core, for we are all connected. It is once we come into the physical world that becomes forgotten. Is there a question that we can take here?
You can put your questions in chat and we'll look to answer the questions that apply to as many people as possible versus a personal question. In the meantime, Frida, perhaps you could take the question for those people that feel this doesn't happen for them, that they don't get the signs and they don't get the connection. Could you add a little help for those people, please?
Absolutely. And let us say this to you first. Sometimes, many times, where we feel that this is not happening for us, there are many layers to it. One layer will be the aspect of grief, where you put up that barrier that I cannot take one more hurt. And yet, when we do so in the physical world, when we do this protection, it is normal. However, that protection that is normal is sometimes the very place that your loved ones are trying to reach through. Not everyone will have a dream. Not everyone will have a butterfly. Not everyone will have a cardinal. Not everyone will feel a touch. But remember, examine in the way that you communicate. Pay attention to the way that you sensate. Is your mind connected to your body? Or are you more focused in the mind than you are on the body? Did your loved ones communicate more in a sensation way, more with hugging, if you will, more with visualization, or they're more in a creative type of way where they're feeling and you are more logical? that sometimes is where the discord occurs. So we have the aspect of grief, which is normal, and one must respect that grief. And that grief process, step by step, as you work towards that place of getting to the place where you can have a laugh without the feeling of guilt. This is the place we want, your loved ones want you to be, and we want you to be, for your life continues on. But to observe very much into yourself, self-examine. How is it that I communicate? And how is it that my individual family members have communicated? And where is that space that we lock in together? Was that helpful?
And is there anything additional to help with getting a dream visit? Anything that might be blocking dream visits?
Well, we do not care for the term blocking. You see, for there are again many layers onto why these dream visits do not happen. And oftentimes, what is partly occurring here is you blame thyself for not being able to welcome that state, and therefore you actually push it away. Be invitational. Say, I would so love for you to work your way through into my dream state. Notice how we use the words. Work your way through. Welcoming, being invitational, and understanding that also in the manner that you rest or do not rest may just create some disruption with the meeting in the dream visitations. Some of you get many, many signs in the physical world and not in the dream state. And some of you get the dream state and not the signs in the physical world. All must be embraced as a gift. The more you thank your loved ones, the more you allow and trust what is shared with you from the various mediums, those that have experienced the near-death experience, the scientists that talk about the very level of consciousness and existence over, all of that. There are so many avenues provided for learning. And the more you just allow yourself to open to all possibilities, the greater opportunity you have for deepening the connection, not only with your loved ones, but all of the spirit world. How do you think on times you get that lift, that motivation, that ability to keep going one more day? Well, it is from all of us. Did we find that helpful? This one and us are starting to lose the blend here.
Yes, that was very helpful.
Wonderful. We would like to thank you all so much for participating to the best of your ability. We think you all did a very, very beautiful job. We hope that you have found this helpful. Should we do this again in a different manner, what we would focus more on is teachings versus the meditation type state, but we wanted to take you through as a gift in hopes that another avenue, where there's not one greater than another, but another avenue provided by us may have assisted you this evening. We wish you much love and blessings, and remember, it is your soul. This one is fighting to come back. It is your soul that cannot be broken. It is your soul that continues to provide strength. And as that occurs, and you remember this, it will reach into, through the subconscious, into the conscious. And the healing not only begins, but continues. And with that, we say farewell for now, for this one is really struggling to stay out of the way. So thank you all, and this one will be back with you shortly.
Beautiful. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Amy. And I think that this was something that was very interesting for people in our group to experience if they haven't experienced the trance mediumship that Suzanne does, because it is something that we haven't had on a live meeting like this. So I'm sure that it was exciting. Thank you, Frida, for being here as well and for allowing us to ask questions. Thank you, Nancy, for asking those questions. I think that for everyone, obviously you brought up things that are very important to all of us. So Rachel is saying, wow, I felt the energy very strong while in meditation. My dogs just got me to move to another room. LOL. That's kind of funny. And then also, I'd really like to just ask you personally a question that Debbie Schimmel asked, and it's a question that I think is very interesting about whether or not our spirit guides communicate with other spirit guides in the afterlife. And she's saying, for instance, can I ask my spirit guide to connect with my grandson's spirit guide to help him with something in this physical world? Is that something that you might be able to let us know about?
Sure, and this is me, Amy, answering now. Okay, so disconnected. What was the name? Was it Deborah? Did I hear it correctly? Deborah?
Debbie, yeah, exactly.
Debbie, okay. Actually, the answer is yes. And I've done it myself, where I've asked my own loved ones' guides to if they could assist them if not everybody is open to mediumship, or sometimes they don't want to hear from us, but we can ask our guides. Even if we don't know our guides, we can ask our guides to assist our loved ones in a way that they will get a message through. So the answer to that is yes, absolutely.
That's fascinating. I would think that they're all pretty much hanging out together, so they are always able to communicate with each other, and that's nice to know. And could you tell us about how many spirit guides each one of us may have? And I know you have more than just Frida, just to give us an idea of what we should expect moving through this new life, this new experience that we're now living.
Yeah. So I like to say everybody has at least one guide. And it doesn't matter what you call them. I like to call them your life guide or your main guide. There's one that, and this is my understanding, okay? So this comes from my understanding of working with my own guides. So I can't speak on behalf of all mediums because sometimes we get information differently, and I don't believe there's ever a right or wrong. Okay, but this comes from my understanding. And that is that we've had the one guide at minimum who's been with us prior to coming into this lifetime, and they'll be with us throughout and then towards the end. We also have other guides that may come and go based on things, circumstances that you may be working through. Finances, jobs, aspects of grief, questions that you have for the spirit world. It's limitless, really. I myself have multiple guides, so this is just one team. And yes, this is just one team. And then I have others that, and I also have known my one guide since childhood. So, and the thing is, I'd love for you all to think about it this way, because I've got many students that have difficulty connecting with their guides. And then you feel silly, like, well, I don't know who I'm talking to. Ask them to present themselves in a way that you will understand. And also, not only in a way that you will understand, but guides are more objective, whereas your loved ones are going to be more subjective, right? They're going to help you in the way that they've helped while they were here. And with your loved ones, we tend to get a feeling of more familiarity, whereas with their guides, it might feel like, I don't know what that is or what this is. So it's the same thing. Ask them to communicate in a way with you that you'll understand that it is them. Okay.
That's beautiful.
That helps.
We have some interesting things in the chat box. First of all,
Sure.
Meg is saying, I had a really emotional response to seeing and getting hugged by my son, Jamie. First time this has happened that I've seen and felt him. I cried throughout the meditation. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. And I would love to have something for the newsletter about that if Meg and Mike would like to send me something. And my email is elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org. But Raquel is asking a question that I wanted to actually ask myself. And that is, can our kids who are across the veil become our guides?
So in my understanding, and mind you, I have no idea what my team just did with you all. So I'm just glad some of you had an experience. So my understanding is, in general, our loved ones are not necessarily our guides, but I will say I've had in readings where people's loved ones in the spirit world have said, I don't have to come back, or I'm learning to be a guide to guide my family. So so the answer, it can be yes. And on that. So I don't find it, this again is my experience, I don't find it to be a common one, but I have had people share from the spirit world that they are working now as guides in the spirit world, and therefore helping their family, and will show their family around once they get there, which is just fun. So
That's beautiful. Raquel is saying, I was told my guide comes to my left and my son comes to my right. I feel chills, which is really beautiful. So anyway, I know that
I would like to elaborate on what you just said, Elizabeth. It is not uncommon for you to sense your guides one way and your loved ones another. And sometimes people have it with the pitch in their ear, not tinnitus, but you may get a pitch on one side or a pitch on the other side. And the more understanding that you develop of which way, right. So I see Raquel says both sides, right? I just see that come up here. So yes, one side in general will be your guides, and the other side will be your loved ones, just to help you out. So
it's very interesting. And so I really would have loved to have asked Frida, and maybe next time when you're in trance meditation, about, obviously we were standing in a circle holding our hands. I know that she was saying that all of our loved ones were drawing near, which was beautiful. I would assume that they're all friends on the other side, and that they are gathering together whenever we have any of these events. But maybe you could elaborate on that.
So the beauty of the spirit world is, first off, let's always remember that they are people, right? And so there's intelligence. The spirit world is very much aware of what is going to happen, sometimes even before we are. or a lot of times before we are. So when there is these meetings, they know who will be in attendance. When you go for reading, they're already aware of who will be there and how they wish to connect. So they are very much aware. So did I answer that properly? I'm still grounding.
It's probably hard to do when you're just coming back down, but yes, you did. And I think that one of the main parts of my question too is that I just want parents to know that their children on the other side are friends and that they're all working together to help us to connect with them. And
Absolutely.
so that's what I was, I mean, of course they were there and they knew that we would be there as well, or that we are here, excuse me. But I think that one of the most comforting thoughts for me is to know that they are all working together and that they're friends, which is just such a beautiful thing to think of. So anyway, and this was really beautiful. It was very calming. I needed this after a very hectic day. I think that Irene did as well. Irene, would you like to say something?
Sure. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Thank you, Amy.
Oh,
I feel so peaceful. And in the meditation with the breathing, I kept getting chills. And then it would just dissipate on the out, chills on the in and dissipate on the out. It was an interesting experience. Very peaceful. Thank you.
you're most welcome. I'll have to watch it to see what we did. You know, all I saw was a bunch of colors. So, and that seems to be, sometimes I'll get a little bit of something, but I won't know the fullness of what they do. So,
Thank you.
but again, no, thank you all so much. It's always an honor really to be in service of helping parents heal. It's a great honor. And I just want to always say to each and every one of you, whether you're on here now or you're watching later, please give yourself credit for doing anything that is helpful to you. The very fact that you've made your presence tonight or with anything that you do, give yourself credit for continuing on, because it is not an easy journey. And so do give yourself that recognition, even if it's just one tiny thing like you brushed your teeth. So, much love to each and every one of you. And again, thank you so much for having me. And I hope each one of you got something out of this evening. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, Nancy, for being here.
It'll be wonderful to have this recorded so other people can maybe go through the meditation again and experience it. And it'll be up on YouTube soon, sometime this evening. And we always ask everyone, and thank you, Nancy, thank you, Amy. We always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you themselves and good evening as well. We were so happy to have all of you here. So go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Irene.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
everybody.
Thank you so
Good
much. Amy. Bye.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Thank
evening,
you, Amy.
Thank you.
all of you. Thank you, Amy and Nancy.
Thank
Bye,
you. Good night.
everyone.
Good night.